My name is Axies, and this video is going to be about charms and runes in Axie Infinity Origin. What is going on, Axie family? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to the channel again. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by, and make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more Axie content as we head into Origin. Now, if you've been following alongside the Axie community recently, you'll know we're at a very stagnant phase right now. We are waiting for Axie to drop the new version of the game, Axie Infinity Origin. Now, as you guys are well aware, we are currently playing Axie Infinity against other people in a PvP environment with an on-chain currency in Battles version 2. Axie Infinity Origins is going to be providing us with Battles version 3. So there's a lot that's going to change, and I think charms and runes are going to be one of the most vital changes in the Axie ecosystem and in the Axie esports area or sector, and we need to know what they do. So let's jump right into this video and figure out what exactly are charms and runes in Axie Infinity Origin. Now, to start things off, I'd like to address where we actually are right now with Axie Infinity Origin. We're waiting for the official playtest beta release. We know that it's coming in March. We still have about a week and a half left of March to go. We were informed by Axie Infinity on Twitter by the release schedule, and this is how it looks. What we understand right now is that the Mavis Hub on desktops will be available to play Axie Infinity Origin from the end of March. There is still no day that is given to us. Lord help me. I just want to know the day so I can book it off work and do a 24-hour stream. That's literally it, G-Host. So if you can hear this and, you know, just give me a day. I'm still asking for a day. Once this has gone live and is launched on the Mavis Hub only on desktop, there will be a grace period where they will allow the servers to become accustomed to the user base and also get some vital feedback from the community itself playing on the desktop before they release the mobile version. So if you're a mobile player right now and your only way to play Axie Infinity is through your mobile device, unfortunately, you will have to wait up to a month and after the release of Axie Origin to get your hands on the game yourself. Now, I do understand this process of bringing people and integrating them step by step. Servers, you know, if millions of people are trying to access them all at one point, there's bound to be problems. Axie really want to get this right, and I can feel that, I can understand that and feel that by the way in which they're setting out this plan. Yes, it's a bit longer than most people would have suggested or would have anticipated, but I do think we are doing the right thing by taking the right amount of time and preparation before an official release. Now, it was mentioned in this thread how on-chain items like SLP and the runes and charms that eventually will come into the game are not going to be live until the official release. So there's a lot of time that we have to familiarize ourselves with the game before those things come into play. Now, the first thing we've seen on runes and charms is this beautiful photo right here. Now, as you can see on here, there's just a whole lot. There's a whole lot to look at, and I'm not going to sit here and break down every intricate piece of this photo. Do that in your own time, guys. I'm not here to bore you either. But you can already see that there is so much variety that is offered by runes and charms. Just from a single screenshot, this is probably nowhere near the amount of runes and charms that are accessible to us as players. And of course, these abilities might be completely different based on the way that we find them or craft them, or I don't know. Now, if we take a look here, we can see epic charms, we can see mystic charms, but those are the only categories that they give us in this screenshot. There is going to be a ranking system for these runes and charms. Being, you know, having items that are more rare than the other is just natural. We had it with the items that were given away at the event, at the lunar event. And I think it's something that we'll see throughout the game's development. The rarity of these runes and charms is yet to be, you know, announced, how we acquire the more rare charms and runes than we would get the common ones, right? So we don't yet know how we are going to receive these charms or exactly how we'll craft them also. The Substack that did release the information on runes and charms touched on something called moon shards. Moon shards is a really interesting concept as it is going to be a part of Axie Origins, and it's going to be instrumental. This is the first off-chain currency in the Axie ecosystem, and not only, you know, does that make the game grind more rewarding, but it actually gives a player the ability to grow in the economy. So you have the ability to put your time into a game to earn an off-chain currency, to transfer that off-chain currency into something of value that eventually will be an on-chain item. Runes and charms will be on-chain items, friends. That is a huge statement. It means that potentially we'll have marketplaces for them, and they will benefit or bring value to our economy, as well as bring value to our meta game and the Axies in which we play with. The process of creating them, however, is being termed or coined with the term crafting. We're going to be crafting these, and whether it will cost SLP as well as moon shards, or even moon shards and AXS, we don't yet know for sure. But I'm sure when we have the release of Axie Infinity Origin, a lot more of this will be cleared up. Now, they did touch on the fact where we have a process of disenchanting the charms and runes, because we were told that at the end of each season, all of these charms would be like reset or something like that, or all of the moon shards that we earn and the currency that we earn will be reset. So it gives us incentive to spend them, it gives us incentive to grind to get them, to then convert them into runes and charms, to use the runes and charms later on. If the moon shards are not going to stay, then you may as well craft a rune and charm, and then you could sell that onto a marketplace, or give it to a friend of yours to help their Axie perform better. XYZ, there's a lot of possibilities there. I just want to make this abundantly clear. Charms and runes will be removed at the end of every season, just the same way that moon shards will reset. The charms and runes will also be removed, so the ability to disenchant them and bring them back into resource material is vital at the end of every season. I wanted to make that abundantly clear, that at the end of each season you will lose everything pretty much, so you need to use the disenchanting methods to carry those resources into the next season. I really am happy that they offered this process of disenchanting charms, where if I've grinded for an entire season's worth of Axie battles to get enough moon shards and items together and resources together to craft the charm or the rune that I intended to craft, and then suddenly the next season I decide to change my meta team and switch things up a little, and now my rune and charm doesn't quite correlate with the Axie I'm using, I have the ability now to disenchant the rune and charm, gain the original resources back, and reuse them for the next season. So this is amazing, looking after the players this way and the intentions of the players, and understanding that, you know, not everybody has the luxury to have all these runes and charms. So you have a decision, you have a choice to craft and disenchant your charms as you please, which I think is phenomenal. Fantastic job on that. Now this makes me just question even more, how are we getting legacy runes and charms? Like, what are the resources required for them? How hard are they to attain? And like, is this going to be accessible for everybody and not just the people with a big bank? These are big questions as we go into mass adoption, and right now it's not that clear. However, having said all of this, in game the runes and charms look like they're going to be extremely useful, right? Everyone is going to be using them. That's my take on it right now. There is no way you would go into a competitive game with the option to have a rune or a charm attached to your Axie and choose not to. If we take a quick look at some of the effects here, as we can see here, this is an epic charm called Sunstamp. Sunstamp changed the ability target to the furthest one. Now this is definitely a charm. In my opinion, it has to be a charm because it's called epic charm. But then it goes to say, is there no runes on this screenshot right here? Are these all charms? And we have not yet seen what a rune looks like. As I was saying earlier, charms are wearables, which will affect the whole Axie. And this says that it will change the ability target to the furthest one. Now, I don't know if you're confused, but I am. Change ability target to the furthest one. I think I might be confused because I was saying how charms affect the whole Axie, but this actually sounds like it affects the single, you know, body part, right? So if you apply the charm Sun Stamp to, for example, a normal attacking card like Piranha, why not? Not only will it apply bleed, but with this epic charm on the Axie, it will actually target the furthest Axie. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm reading that completely wrong. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. If we take another look, we can actually see that we have three, not one, three masks of frenzy. Now, this shows that, you know, runes or charms, whichever one it is, we don't yet know, can be crafted from the same item essentially, but be enhanced in ways that give it different effects. We can see the Mask of Frenzy has 3 different symbols for it. They're all epic charm level, so I mean that correlates, but they all have different abilities. The epic charm in the bottom left hand corner says that all teammates gain 1 leaf. Even that we don't yet know. The one in the top right corner says all teammates gain 1 rage. And finally, the one in the bottom right corner simply says draw 1 card. It's very hard to piece together exactly how these will work, but I can guarantee that they're going to be interesting. They could be game changing. They could come up with strategies that are formidable that you will not understand unless you know your runes and charms well enough. Either way, family, this adds so many different opportunities in the new game, and I'm excited to get my hands on it just so we can understand it in depth. They've been very obscure with the information. I even think that this screenshot is completely obscure, even though it reveals so much. Is it a marketing technique in itself to keep all this information, to make us eager to play the game? Who knows? In my opinion, they're doing something right because that anticipation is building up. I just want a day of release, man. That's all I'm asking for. We also can see from this screenshot that it requires a certain amount of body parts from a specific body type for the charm to be equipped. If you see here on the Mask of Frenzy, there is a beast symbol with the number 3 underneath it. Does that now mean that we need 3 beast parts in order to actually equip this charm to any given Axie? That was runes and charms, an interesting topic I thought was, you know, necessary to cover as we are leading up towards the Origin release. If you haven't already, make sure to go and follow the Novian Gaming Twitter. Check us out over there. If you would like to join the Discord, be my guest. We would love to have you guys there. If you're looking for opportunities to play Axie in the future, that's exactly where you're going to find those opportunities. And also don't forget to give your boy a follow on Twitter also. We actually hit 150 followers today, which for me, you know, starting this account organically a couple months ago and being fresh in the Axie Infinity space is a huge milestone. I'm really enjoying making content in this space, and it's going to continue, let me tell you that. Not to mention, make sure you subscribe to the channel as more Axie Infinity Origin content gets released. And other than that, family, you know, I got nothing left to say. You've been here for too long already. Just get the fuck out. Cheers.